I think so. I think the way a good mother is currently being portrayed is you're doing it all right and you can have it all. And there was a comedian who did a little sketch where she was like, all is not always a good thing, right? You can go to an all-eat buffet and you can eat all you can eat, and then you feel like you want to throw up, and that's not a good thing, right? Sometimes having it all is not the way to go.
I mean, I think you see it on the internet now too, right? Like on Instagram and all those things, and it's like, oh sure, no problem world, I'll work a full-time job and you know, be a boss lady and do all these independent things for myself and also go to yoga and keep up my appearance and keep the house tidy.
You know, and you have the house and you have the kids and you have the family and you have the things and you know, the maybe pets, and you're going out and having a social life.
I have dinner on the table for the kids and all of these things.
Your home is spotless.
And like, you know, how my kids dressed and they'll be polite and perfect little human beings and all these things.
And everyone's eating organic.
And it's hard.
You can't do it all.
No, I mean, I don't think that necessarily defines a perfect mother, because you know, there's no way you can do all of that perfectly.
If you had more hours in the day, the list just never ends, right? There's always going to be
Yeah,
more.
and the women who seemingly do, like, more power to them. I literally don't think they sleep.
So it's like this expectation that it's almost a level of perfection. It's weird because we're not, you know, for the most part, we're not forced to be stay-at-home parents
It sort of
anymore.
is this shift where society has been encouraging us to, you know, equality in the workplace.
Or mothers, right? Husbands and partners are expected to take dual share responsibility, and there's still conversations, right? It's women's mental load.
And women are just as good as men and should be making as much, and like, let's close the gender pay gap, and you should go after your dreams because, you know, your career aspirations, you have absolutely every right to do that because women should be doing these things, and that's great.
And you know, like I'm the one who makes the doctor's appointments. I'm thinking about them, right? Or like the homework assignments that come in because she's 4, and it's, you know, little things. And, like expectation that you have it all under control.
But I don't think we've come as far in the motherhood aspect of it, where I think a lot of society is still traditionally thinking like, mom is still the default parent.
So what happens when someone comes into your house? Oh, I'm sorry for the mess, but if you walk in anyone else's house, and unless they have a housekeeper there every day, their house is also a mess.
So there's this expectation of like, yeah, you can have a career and you should pursue that, and you're just as good as a man, and you should make just as much, and you should work just as hard, and that's all great. But at home, it's like, okay, well, guess who's probably the one who's up with a sick kid all night? Or guess who's the one who's probably still, you know, like doing more of the parenting stuff? And I think some of this is traditionally falling on the mother as a default parent, like I said, so it's very hard. Like, you can't do all of that.
You're gonna have the days where you can't do everything, but it's like the expectations are there because it's what you see, it's what you hear.
I mean, when mother, I think in the past, if someone was a full-time mom, it was, okay, I'm a full-time mom. I can't do both. And so in a way, it was almost better. Like, you recognize that you can't do both things, so you're gonna do one or the other. And now it's like, we're just trying to do it all because we think we can, because we've been raised that way, because we've been encouraged that way, which sounds great, and we want to prove that we can do it. I want to prove that I can do it. But then you fall short because you can't. You can't do it all to the extent that you want to, I think. And then you just kick yourself for not getting there.
And I see this to my husband all the time. When something happens at school, like even, you know, my kid falls on the playground or she gets a scratch and she's in the nurse's office, the nurse texts me. They don't text my husband, right? Like, if somebody gets sick, somebody has to go pick them up, and if it's not, it's like 90% of the time, it's me. So, yeah, I think that can breed a lot of resentment. Because I remember, like, even on my maternity leave, I remember saying to my husband, I'm not mad at you personally, but I'm jealous that, like, you get to go back into the city and sit around the table and your life goes on as like it always did. And I'm here like reduced to like being milked basically all day. This is not okay.
Lights out. Scene 5.